Hey, how we doing, guys?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin?
It's an early morning here for us, guys. The last episode of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, kind of hard to react to, kind of hard to talk about as two men here, but also a very funny episode. It was educational, to say the least.
Right. I think, I mean, obviously, they were going for discomfort.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if any men are watching this show 4 seasons in, good for them, and now we're going to make them really uncomfortable.
What do you have to say about that, buddy?
Right. But obviously, the crux of the episode is all of Jess's exes. Sorry, we're watching New Girl, too.
We are.
All of Rebecca's exes, at least two of them, Rebecca's, yeah.
That's funny.
They decide to show up at her house to confess their feelings in a really ill-advised and stupid move, I think.
Weird, right?
Yeah, you don't do that.
It's creepy.
That's a stalkery thing to do.
And you know what? They blocked her. She was
Right.
on a date with a guy that's, he seemed nice.
Nice enough, and who cares? That's her business. It
Exactly.
doesn't matter what she's doing.
And it's like, Greg, you've come so far. What
Right.
are you doing, buddy? They'll be listening to Nathaniel here. But I did like Nathaniel and Greg's newfound friendship. I thought that was cool.
Probably short-lived.
Probably. But who knows? Our predictions about this show are always wrong.
I mean, let's face it, there's a level of selfishness to assuming, like, I'm going to go tell her how I feel, and she's going to really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because everything's about me.
Old Rebecca, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Old Rebecca, who is a little bit a skewed view of what love and romance is.
Sure.
Probably would have thought it was a romantic, sweet gesture. I like the fact that Rebecca pointed out, she's like, I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just on a date as a single woman, and she wasn't doing anything wrong. Then there was no wrong she could have been doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's living her private life. She's not dating you guys. She's expressed no interest in dating you guys.
Yeah.
Even though she's secretly thinking about it. So what? That's her business.
Her privacy.
Yeah, it's her privacy. It was a show of idiots, and Josh gets a little bit of a break because he's a roommate, so he's just kind of there. But it's also weird that he's walking around in his underwear.
I know, right? I mean, it's less weird that it's like 1:00 in the morning. He's doing
Sure,
it, but like, during the day when Felicity was over,
right.
It was a little strange.
But yeah, I feel like all these characters are on their own, growth journey.
Sure.
But man, do they get it wrong sometimes? And,
They do.
And all three of these guys really got it wrong last episode.
It was less of a no Rebecca, no moment, more of like a no Josh, no, no Nathaniel, no. So
for sure.
And that's interesting to see that.
Yeah, it is. It's a change on that, which means again, it kind of highlights the fact that she's growing up.
Yeah.
And she's learning to take responsibility for her actions. She's cognizant of the fact that she's like on these dark paths of fantasizing about these guys and stuff like that, right? All three of them having that interest again, but she's catching herself and realizing she's doing and saying, this is not a path I need to go down.
She's making better decisions.
And she's making better decisions. Old Rebecca would not have caught herself. She would have justified it, right?
Yeah.
Why can't I have all three of them and blah, 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 blah. Old Rebecca has done that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And she even earlier in the episode made a responsible choice with sending what's his face home. Like when things really started getting bad.
Right.
They rescheduled.
Right.
And he was understanding. She was honest. Honesty is a new thing for her, and it's really. I think
she got there. It took her a minute, but she got there. Right?
I think she's a better person because she's honest now.
Yeah. It doesn't leave any room for people to be overly judgmental of her.
No.
You say the truth. Even some of these are awful truths, right?
They are.
And all you can do is tell these people this horrible stuff that's happened or that you did.
Yeah. And
then it's on them whether they're going to process it and forgive you or they're not.
And that's really interesting.
Right.
It's very interesting to see that the show take that route. So.
Yeah, it's great. I think New Rebecca's a really strong person. Like she always had the potential. We've known since season 1 that she has potential to be empathetic and caring and compassionate, but her, selfishness and her really self-destructive patterns really always just got in the way of that. And now she's controlling those a little better.
And people around her are kind of off kilter now.
Yeah, exactly.
White Josh.
Right. And again, we also pointed out last time too that, these guys are acting really nutty, right? I don't know a better, I'm sure nutty is a psychologically clinical term, right?
Yeah, right. Freud coined that.
Right. But I mean, there's a very small, and I mean small, percent that Rebecca has to own because these relationships she had with them were such chaotic messes, right?
Yeah.
That she kind of created a monster here a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, if all these guys are coming back because they miss these toxic relationships they had with her, and that seems to be the case, you have to own a little bit of that former toxicity a little bit. Not that it's okay that they're showing up and any of that stuff. And she is completely free to move on with her life however she chooses. But I mean, she did create the monster a little. She lit the fuse a little bit to kind of stir up their toxic behavior. I feel like.
But if an ex slept with your dad, you wouldn't show up at their house at 2:00 in the morning. I'm sorry.
Again, these guys are wrong.
You're so wrong.
I put 98% of the blame on them and 2% on Rebecca. Like, well, I mean,
yeah,
you know, you stuck your fingers in the brain and toyed around a little bit, and now you're upset that your Frankenstein's monster is in fact throwing little girls in the water.
Speaking of Frankenstein, how long till we get Trent back? Pookie shows up.
Please, Trent, show back up.
Pookie needs to come back.
Right, we've got three of her exes. I think throwing him into the mix would also be a lot of fun.
It could happen here.
It could happen here. There's put nothing past them. No, we do want to welcome stuff new Patreon subscribers for the last day, guys. So Megan and Danielle Stinnett, thanks, guys. Welcome. We appreciate being here with us.
We really do. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you don't mind, hit the like button for us. Please leave us a comment down below. And if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on our content. Hit that button, and we'll have some new stuff your way.
Yeah, absolutely. If you'd like to see a full reaction to this and everything else we've watched or watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. If you want to see the next 4-ish episodes, for those on YouTube watching this, you can just jump over to Patreon and watch the next 4 right now. Just sync along with us on your own Netflix and watch. And we've also got 30 Rock going on over there right now as a Patreon exclusive, which is a very fun show. All right.
Nathaniel and Greg clearly had something super important they wanted to tell me, but I never found out what it was. And I keep texting both of them, and it's radio silence.
You ever had anything like that happen?
Yeah, I have, but like not in a situation like this. Obviously, you know.
I've had one relatively close.
Really?
Yeah, too.
What is the deal? Why do we space on the fact that I have a baby, one that you gave me an egg for, one whose name rhymes with yours?
Because she reminds you of a very traumatic time in your life where you made some rash decisions and contributed to the existence of another person and maybe didn't fully think it through.
Yeah.
She's the most wonderful baby in the world, and I'd love for you to spend more time with her. Maybe you could even babysit someday.
I don't know if I would leave my baby with a woman who just said, I made a garbage pretzel to represent how bad my life is.
Pretzel? It didn't look like a pretzel.
No, it looked like a pile of like potatoes and wings.
Exactly, yeah.
Greg, if you got something to say to Rebecca, you gotta say it.
Like John Mayer says,
let her know you're coming. Yeah. She gets to be a part of whether or not you have the conversation.
Hey, on my way. Can I come over?
Right, exactly.
You know what, Josh? I actually don't dislike you. We are just wildly different people. You are on a different planet. We have absolutely nothing in common.
What? Got invited to a party at Paula's house.
No. Ugh, I'm going to that party too.
Great. Fun.
I wonder if these guys are going to be in friends, because Rebecca's not going to be there. I wonder if they're going to end up being friends.
I mean, like, they don't have a lot in common, but I feel like they kind of do.
They do.
Obviously, like to work out.
And they've both been on this journey of who am I? I mean, that's a big deal.
Their big bond is her, really.
Yeah.
She will not wake up. Never does.
It'll be fine. Listen, just get out of here. I got
Definitely
this.
going to wake up.
Gonna happen, yeah.
Thanks.
Oh my God.
This is what he should have done the first time.
Yeah.
She's way in her head too much about what these guys want. You know, you hope that she would just not care.
Is she still here? Is she still going to therapy?
I don't know.
Well, except Rebecca's not gonna be here. I bet if you told her this game night was your law school graduation party.
Shh, Scott, we're not talking about that. I don't want attention. I don't want fuss. I just want a fun game night.
Where's Bunch? She's coming to this tonight, right? I mean, she's part of your whole girl mob thing. I mean, not that I care. I don't care, obviously.
Rebecca is not coming.
This is going to go bad, isn't it? And it's going to be like, it's her graduation.
They're going to end up talking about Rebecca the whole time.
Ah, interesting name, Paula.
Tonight, for no particular reason, I would like to play a law theme game. I think you really like it.
Team one, who's got it?
Me.
Josh. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to win this.
Don't worry, this is going to stop soon because Daryl said she barely cries, so she'll stop crying soon, and then you can finally tell me what you want to tell me.
You want me to try?
It's related.
You know what? I'm just gonna.
Oh.
Hey, I really want to hear what you have to say, but just quick tiny question. What do I do about the fact that this baby hates me?
Of course we'll be nice to each other. I've always been nice to you, Hector. We go way back.
I don't know this one. Pass.
What?
Pass.
Strong work.
Stop. She does that with her eyebrow when she's about to assassinate me.
And yet you're still alive.
She hates me. Yeah,
You were
this
in
is
your
it.
head
This
too
is
much.
why
Yeah.
I've been avoiding this baby. It's because I knew that she would hate me. I just need to stay far away from
Zuzu.
her because
Yeah,
also I
yeah.
bring out the worst in her because I bring out the worst in everybody, even babies.
Come on, stop.
I mean, you know it's true.
Stop.
Oh, stop. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
thank
everyone
you.
was better off without you, then why did I come here to tell you that I can't stop thinking about you and I miss you and I clearly still have feelings for you? Look, the thing is, I realized how I felt about you, came over to tell you, and all those guys were there, and that was not enjoyable, but I don't care.
Does she feel the same way, or is he the first one of the three to say it? You know what I mean?
don't know.
That's my thing, my concern. You know, if Nathaniel showed up and said it instead, would it have been
Right.
Nathaniel, or Josh would have done it?
I don't think Josh, but I do think
I don't
Nathaniel.
know.
She has the butterflies for him.
Right.
And I think he's done enough nice things to where she could have. They
Sure.
lived together.
Right? It's something that we can win. It's a symbol of our strength. We need to be a team.
I don't know if I want to be on the same team as you. We don't even like each other.
That's it. Sports. You're an athlete, I'm an athlete. That's what we have in common. Wow, we actually have something in common.
See,
Nice.
I thought this was going great. Ooh, they look
This is
good.
awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
That was a great transition.
it was.
I'm usually the first person to impulsively throw myself into any really romantic
Good,
moment.
good, good,
but
good.
I think I gotta just take a beat. I need to make sure that I'm not relying on your feelings for my own sense of
I like
self-worth.
this. There we go.
Right, and I totally hear that.
Everything's going wrong. Rebecca couldn't come. Everyone sucks at the game, or is ignoring the game, or fighting, or all of these things.
We should tell people why they're here.
No.
Yeah, Scott's the
way.
reasonable one right now for sure.
I don't want to tell people that I graduated and that's what this party is. This is my own private victory.
But you're wrong about this.
Yes.
Time for you to listen to me.
Let Scott handle this.
Her reservations are fine, but yeah, it's
How long do you hide
it's
that?
untenable to hide
Right.
that forever. Yeah,
Just gonna mosey into work one day and be like, "Hey guys,
I quit. I have to go take the bar.
lawyer."
Yeah.
So, I graduated from law school.
Whoa.
What? When? Last week. I have trouble celebrating myself.
Chan and I got a game to win.
Really?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, come on, Chan, batter up.
Wait, is it their turn?
Did we win?
No. Paula and Scott scored like twice as many as we did.
But dude, come on, what a great showing, right? I'm proud of us.
Why? Why, Valencia? I've always just been nice to you.
Yes, exactly. You're nice to me and to everyone else.
That's not true. Not everyone likes me. There is one person who I liked who never liked me.
Oh, please, who?
You.
Yeah.
You, Valencia.
You like me?
Of course I do. You're smart and cool and hella fashionable.
I don't want to mess this up. I still have a teeny tiny tendency to mess things up.
He's got a great voice.
He does. Yeah, things are going to get so much more complicated.
Again with the boxers.
This is a great graduation party.
I'm sorry we got off on the wrong foot. I'm sorry I've been avoiding you. I was scared.
Oh, look at you two, best buds.
I mean, not yet, but we're getting there. Lucky
Yeah.
for
Well,
us,
no, maybe not.
Gary's
Yeah.
friends never picked up his cake.
And Paula's friends got it for 50% off.
From
I'm
movies,
just
yeah.
so happy for Gary. He's worked so hard for this. I mean, I should have told everyone, but I mean, most of all, I really should have told you.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's in the past. We had some sex.
What? Where?
On the floor of Daryl's living room.
They're the best
Maybe
fit.
we could be the best versions of ourselves.
Well, seemingly, I guess,
We're
but
together.
The problem
So,
is
what does
Josh
that
is the
mean
best
for him?
version of himself now, and
I don't know.
Nathaniel's the best.
I really think there's something there.
it's almost like,
Yeah.
can they all just be a relationship? Can they all move to Utah and be a big happy family?
She did say earlier. I mean, there was one of her manic moments of why can't I just be in a throuple?
I know.
You know what I mean? She said that.
This was a great episode. That
Right.
last shot of the split diopter of Nathaniel seeing that,
Oh yeah.
because it really is it's a moral dilemma, you know. Like, look, we just want what's best for Rebecca, but at the same time, we like all the supporting characters as much as Rebecca.
Right. Yeah.
So it sucks for Nathaniel, you know.
Yeah. I became more encouraged, but the simple fact that Rebecca had that conversation with him, and it's like, look, here's where my head is. I need to be sure that I'm not using you as a crutch like I've done in the past. Because early on, it was like, I was really concerned. It was like, you have these three guys, and probably not Josh as much as the other two, that still have an interest in her. She certainly still has a little bit of interest in Josh, but
he's the only one who hasn't shown interest in her.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, what if Nathaniel had showed up tonight instead of Greg and said this basically the same thing? Would she have said Nathaniel's the one? You know what I mean?
I don't know, and I think
that's the tough one, yeah.
Right, because I think part of it is also that Greg has been gone for so long,
right,
and he's the one that I think she hurt the most.
Greg?
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
and so I think that there is that unfinished business there. So
right.
I think if it was Nathaniel, I can see it not panning out the same way.
Sure.
But at the same time, they did have a strong connection, almost as strong as her and Greg's.
I think so.
And it went better than her and Greg did.
It did. I mean, Greg bottomed out to the point where he had to go into rehab and leave town. Now that's not the rehab's not her fault.
No,
he was an alcoholic before
Absolutely.
that. But I think he did hit rock bottom, at least with her. Again, not on her, but in that toxic relationship, it didn't help.
Exactly.
I mean, again, his bad choices are his own bad choices.
His father did rock bottom. That's a different story,
right? But yeah, I don't know. People who are watching, what do you think? Do you think if Nathaniel would have showed up and basically said the same thing, like I still care about you, I'm becoming a better person, I haven't stopped thinking about you, I still have feelings for you, if it would have gone exactly the same way, or if it really was just going to be Greg? Because I don't know, but I just. Maybe it'd be more clear if we had that moment.
Sure.
If Nathaniel would have showed up and said, I have feelings for you, and she said, I'm not really there, and then Greg did. Does that kind of make sense?
It does make sense. I think that Nathaniel's a good guy. I just, their relationship was not without its toxic.
Of course. All relationships she's had on the show have been toxic, right?
And this season is why it's so interesting, because it's her really making amends and coming to terms with that.
It's all about her doing better. We've gotten there with her.
We have 3 different guys that we all really like.
True.
And it's tough, man. Like, I think Josh might be written off. I don't want to write him off quite yet, just because he's not showing interest in her, right?
Sure.
And he's doing well. Everybody is really loving Josh now. They were all there supporting him while he takes pictures in his underwear at his house.
Yeah, he's a genuinely nice guy for sure. Here's what I think as we move towards the end of the show. There are 3 really great guys there, and everyone, including Rebecca and everyone around her, is debating on which one she should end up with. And I feel like if she does end up with one of them, that almost defeats the purpose of the show. And the purpose of the show is Rebecca doesn't need a man to be a healthy her. Maybe she gets to that point and it's like, now that I'm healthy and I don't need a man, now I'm ready for one, and we have that. But it has to be that, right? It can't be this. It can't just be like, I like you too, we're happy now. It's got to be. We have to recognize that she, and we haven't yet, that she is completely okay on her own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to, for her to be truly healthy enough, and I know that's putting a lot on her, but my God, how far she's had to come.
Yeah.
And what she's done and what she's been through. I feel like for her as a character individually, being okay without having Prince Charming, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole show, that's what it's been about, right? I'm not okay without a person. If Josh doesn't love me, what am I? If Greg doesn't love me, what am I? When Greg left and Josh was out of her life, that's what she said, right? Mm-hmm. If with none of these guys, what am I? Well, we need you to get to that point where you're okay with that before you jump into being okay with somebody.
Well, even the title of the show, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, applies exclusively to Josh in the first season, right?
Absolutely.
Now it's all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And so it really could be anybody's ball game. It's the show. Who is she going to end up with? Whose crazy ex-girlfriend is it? And I think, I don't know. I think right now, obviously it's going to be Greg.
Well, yeah, they're putting that forward right now, but
I don't think. I think it's too easy.
It's 8 episodes left.
I think it's too easy.
I think it's too easy. And again, I would be completely okay if the answer is nobody by the end. If the answer is I'm just good as a person.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think that would be the best payoff for the show. Mm-hmm. It is like Rebecca on this journey from, let's face it, being a wreck for several seasons, right, through all these misadventures, to her to realize, oh, wait a minute, all this time the answer hasn't been that I need a man. The answer is I'm good.
happiness is within myself.
Yeah.
Also, we don't know if Greg is permanently residing in West Covina, right? Because I mean, like, he has a life. I know he said he broke up with his girlfriend and he wasn't really happy where he was, but I mean, he could very well go back to wherever
He could. I mean, this one he did say, he's like, I came back for you. So I don't know if that means he temporarily came back for her, or if he's moved back to West Covina for her.
Either way, I want to see closure with all the guys.
I do too.
Some sort of closure.
Agreed. And I think we'll get that. I don't think it's just going to be like two of them go off and pout and she marries one of the guys.
It's too good of a show,
right,
for us to have not have that. You know,
right?
It's not going to cut the black like
it's right. It's just been a brilliant show all the way through, and I personally would just hate to see it end on, you're the one. I pick you. Oh, well, I pick you too, and they kiss in the end. I'm like, well, that just reinforces the romantic comedy trope that they've been fighting against for 3.5 seasons now.
It would,
So I mean, we'll see.
It's a very meta show too. So I know they have something up their sleeves.
Of course, and that's the other thing is like, even if she does end up with a guy, they're well aware of that. It's not gonna feel like a romantic comedy ending.
It's a show that listens to its audience.
Right.
Whatever they have planned, I have complete confidence and faith in them.
I do too. Because there were times where I was like, "Could we jump the shark?" And they're like, "Nope, they didn't. They knew exactly what they were doing.
They play with your expectations a lot. It's awesome.
Completely. There's not a show that we've watched that we've been more wrong on what we think is going to happen in this show. They zig when we think they're going to zag all the time.
It's a good thing we don't bet on the show,
right? I should go back and binge our own reactions and be like, how many times was I so far off from square one to the end?
One thing's for sure: when we're done with the show, we need to do a power ranking of the songs.
Yeah, there's at least pick the faves, because
top 5.
Yeah, because
I have to.
I mean, I still listen to some of them.
I give Good Parent. I mean, I go to the zoo.
I've had Alexa play I Go to the Zoo for me more than once.
Many times.
And the Daryl song about
getting by.
No, although I like that one. My sperm is
oh yeah.
What is it?
Oh my gosh.
My sperm is healthy. My sperm is healthy. Is that what it's called?
Is it? I think so.
I think it's called My Sperm is Healthy. I've listened to that one more than once too.
What about the one where they're hooking up, her and Greg, and he just has his hand on her head?
Oh,
that one was. Yeah, we laughed. I think we had tears in our eyes.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And then the Josh and Greg tap song.
Oh yeah,
I love that one too.
See, guys, when this is over, we'll go back and talk about him. But this show is just it's given us so much joy.
Honestly, one of my favorites, no one ever talks about, is Tim's "The Buzzing from the Bathroom."
It's so dramatic.
It was so well sung and well written, and it was hilarious. And I wish they would give him more chances to sing.
We haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah,
I wonder if he's.
I saw him on a commercial the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Took me a second to recognize him.
I saw Daryl on a commercial too.
Yeah.
I'm just glad they're working. Every time I see an actor outside of the show, I'm like, hey.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See you guys.